graph the following equation. They give you a sine function and they want you to graph it over 2 periods. Now if you notice, there are several components that we have in here. We have the 1, the -2, we have the 3, and we have a pi. So let's think about each of the components. 1. So we need to think, what does the 1 do to the graph? The 1 is the vertical shift. So therefore, since it's positive, it's going to go up 1. It's positive 1. If it was negative, it'll be coming down 1. The -2, that is the amplitude. Absolute value of -2 will be 2. So therefore, we're going to go up 2 and down 2. We also notice that there's a negative in there. So we have to make sure that we reflect it. So it's reflected on x-axis. So the negative, basically, we just reflect the parabola or the sign. If you notice, the 3 is inside the parentheses, so we need to factor out the 3. The 3 will be the b, but it needs to be factored out. Cannot be right next to the x. So therefore, we have a 3. And what do I need to multiply 3 to end up with 3x will be x. What do I need to multiply 3 to end up with pi? So we're just going to divide pi divided by 3. So plus pi divided by 3. If we multiply it out, 3 times x is 3x. 3 times pi over 3 gives you just the pi. The 3's will cancel out. The 3 is the letter b. The 3 will help us find the period. So your period, remember the period for the sine is 2 pi over b. In this case, will be over 3. And we cannot reduce it. The next thing that we notice that there's a shift. It's positive, so therefore your phase shift will be negative pi over 3. So we're going to shift everything to the left pi over 3. First, I'm going to make my x and y axis. So let's place our x-axis here. Now, we need to make sure that we do 2 periods. And I need to shift a little to the left. So I'm just going to leave a little space on the left. And that will be my y-axis. Now, since we are working with thirds, every 3 will be 1 pi. So it'll be pi, 1, 2, 3, there'll be 2 pi, 1, 2, 3 will be 3 pi. To the left, there'll be negative pi. First, my vertical shift is up 1, so therefore I'm making my new axis be up 1. This will be my new axis, where my sine will be based. My amplitude is 2, so from here I'm going to go up 2 and down 2. So I'm going to go over up to 3 and down to -1. Remember to reflect it. Your period is 2 pi over 3, but we have a phase shift. We are going to shift everything negative pi over 3. We were supposed to start here, but since we shifted it to the left, negative 1/3, negative 2/3, negative 3/3, so this will be our beginning. Now we need to be able to find out where we're going to be ending, or first. Or end, we're going to take our beginning, which is negative pi over 3, and we're going to take our period, and we're going to add it. That is the length of the period. So we're going to add from your beginning, your whole period, and that will give us, they have the same denominator, so that will give us pi over 3. So therefore your end will be pi over 3. This is 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, so therefore this will be your end. This is your beginning, and this is your end. Now we're going to divide it in 4 sections. 1, half it, and half it. And now I'm going to graph it. I need to remember, okay, sine is that starts at 0 or at 1. Sine starts at 0. Now remember, it's reflected. So we're going to go, instead of going up, we're going to go down 2, back to 0, up 2, and down to 0. And this is our first graph, or first period. Now remember, we've only done one period. We need to be able to do another period. Now some of you guys will say, well, the period is too little, 2/3, so therefore I can just grab 2/3 and I can divide it in 4 sections again. But I want to be able to see the math. So your second end, you're going to take where you ended right now, which is pi over 3, and you're going to add your period once again. So it'll be plus 2 pi over 3, which will give you 1 pi plus 2 pi will give you 3 pi over 3, which is pi. And that's where we end. So once again, we're going to divide it in 4 sections. Half it, half it, half it. And we're going to continue. So start at 0, down to -2, down 2, 0, up 2, back to 0. And this is my graph for sine. So that will conclude. Now, one of the things that I do is I double check. Okay, did I shift it up 1? Yes. Is my amplitude 2? Yes. Yeah, remember to reflect it? Yes. My period is 2 pi, perfect, and did I shift it to the left? Perfect. So you want to double check, because especially if you have many components, you want to make sure that you don't forget, especially your reflection. Some of you guys will forget to reflect it.